The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So 80% of Chicagoans now consider this to be a luxury. It's something you might have done every day or even a couple times a week, once a week, whatever. And now it's like, well, we've got to plan for this because it's a luxury now. And it certainly was considered the opposite. And it involves food and it involves fast food. Going out to eat at fast food restaurants. 80% of Chicagoans now consider that a luxury because of the high prices. And just to give you some reference point on that, because everything's more expensive, right? It doesn't matter what it is right now.
Right.
But fast food is up 41% in price since 2017, and that has outpaced inflation. So it's not just because inflation, the prices have gone up on just going to a fast food.
I am telling you 1,000%. Like, there was one night, not that long ago, that my husband and I were like, let's just get fast food instead of going to a sit-down restaurant and spending all this money, whatever. We went to Taco Bell and we each got a meal.
Yep.
And it was over $30 with tax. And
Taco Bell?
Yes. And we before you're like, oh, I didn't have like a hangover special where I ordered everything. We both got one meal. That's it.
Wow.
And so the meals were they were close to 15 a piece, but then with taxes and everything. So it was like, we could have just went to a restaurant. I mean, you can get like a burger for $10.99 at a restaurant or something. I mean, it's not cheaper than going to a restaurant now.
It isn't. I mean, so I was in Kansas City, I mentioned yesterday, for a wedding, and Megan's mom and aunt came to watch Harper, our 18-month-old girl. So Monday, you're getting ready to leave, Memorial Day, and they'd never been to Culver's because they don't have those on the East Coast. They're from Philadelphia.
That sucks, by the way. Imagine not having Culver's in your life.
No, I cannot imagine that.
I wouldn't want to live in a world like that.
Oh, calm down.
So, we go to Culver's, and I'm a gentleman, son-in-law, their favorite son-in-law. I'm the only.
Didn't they come in town to watch your kids so you could go somewhere?
That's beside the point.
Okay.
It's actually unrelated.
That's right. She loved it. Grandmama got to see the baby, and we got to the counter there, and I usually pay for everything, especially when they come to town. I'll be like, no, when I'm there, you can buy something, buddy. You're in my town, and I'm kind of broke from this trip.
Okay.
I mean, we just went to Kansas City for a wedding, but we spent a lot of money. We drank a lot.
So how many people are at Culver's? It's what, you and your wife and then your mother-in-law and her
aunt.
So is it 4 adults?
4 adults and Harper has got a kid's meal too.
Oh, she's at kids meal stage now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They have a grilled cheese there.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
That's true.
Damn kids always want to eat.
Okay, so there's 5 people at Culver's, and I would imagine they're all expecting you to pay.
Exactly. And Megan, we share a credit.
No, it's on Harper.
Yeah. Well, so we do.
The college fund.
Everybody did the ordering with the woman there, and it's like it felt like it was going to be like 8 tons of food coming. By the time you get around with 5 people ordering, I mean, Harper, we ordered for Harper. She didn't.
They just turned around and you left.
Yeah. And
there's a trail of dust. It's like a trail of tumbleweed.
Road runner.
But, she pulls out her card, Megan's mom, and goes, I got this, Brian. I got this. You're so nice. And I go, no, I got it. And I paused. And she goes, no, I got it. And then I said, okay.
You did not.
I caved. Because I never.
You caved. You never started.
No, I never cave on that. You can ask Megan. I always will go, no, I insist I put her car. I got this. But when she said it again.
She should have been, oh my God, I would have killed you if I were Megan. She spent money to fly here so you guys could leave town and go to a wedding. And then you let her also buy you Culver's?
That's right.
Brian!
No, at first I said, no, I got it. When she said, no,
but
Brian,
then you
I got
move.
it. When she said, no.
You got stuck, your hands were Velcroed to the wall. You didn't reach for your wallet.
when
someone says, no, I got it, and they don't reach for their wallet, it means that they don't got it.
We were both reaching for our wallet, to be fair.
Bet.
It was like the OK Corral, reaching for our guns.
Brian starts moving in slow motion. Like, what are you doing?
I would have lost in a gunfight for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I gave her a chance. I said, no, I got it. She goes, no, Brian, I got it. She was very insistent. And I went like.
What, she punched you in the face? You couldn't defend yourself? You had
she
to let
kicked
her
me in the nuts. I went to the ground. I couldn't get my wallet.
She curb stomped you. Yeah. You're actually a victim.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for sports, which is brought to you by the Marquee Network. Stream Cubs baseball at watchmarquee.com.
Baseball.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
And speaking of streaming Cubs baseball, what a wild game last night. Ben Brown took the mound on Tuesday night, just his 6th career start and the first time facing the Milwaukee Brewers. And great for him because they didn't look so good that first Brewers game, and Craig Counsell, the manager, got booed, former Brewers manager. But boy, he had no-hit innings, 7 no-hit innings going on before the reliever came in and eventually allowed 1 hit, goes to 10th, and the Cubs have a 5-run 10th inning to snap their 5-game losing streak, beating the Brewers 6-3 at American Family Field. That is awesome. Good feeling. They needed it. And they'll run it back tonight in the 4-game series, so let's see what happens from there. White Sox lost 7-2 to the Blue Jays. Had a guy with an awesome mullet on the hill, Jake Woodford. Jake Woodford there, pitching up. He did look like somebody from Yellowstone, that guy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tremendous mullet, but didn't help out too much. They lost 7-2.
The mullet didn't help.
No, it didn't.
For good luck.
But the weirdest moment in the game, there was a lot of rain delays throughout the game, and then near the end, with 3 outs left, another rain delay, and that's what Garrett Crochet, who wasn't pitching, who wasn't playing, went nuts in the dugout at the umpires, started screaming. They had to hold him back, and he got thrown out, and he wasn't playing. Very weird. The manager, Pedro, said, I don't know what happened. Something to do with the weather or something. I'm not sure why he went off.
Something with the weather? What does that mean? I
don't know.
What, is he a werewolf? Like, oh, the full moon.
When does he ever have any idea what's going on? I feel like every press conference Pedro Grifal has is like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. We can't hit.
We can't win. It's wild.
It's weird. I don't know what's going on. He never knows anything.
That was Garrett Crochet's first time ever getting thrown out of a baseball game, which is unbelievable because that should happen often. I mean, once in a while it's happened, but not when you're yelling about rain and you're not upset and you're not playing. Why do you care? You have a reservation later? He had to have some kind of reservation somewhere around town we're getting ready to go to, and they stopped it.
Have you ever just wanted to leave work? I've never related to anything more. He's like, for that love of God, just call it.
There's 3 more outs. We're down 7-2. Jeez.
No.
Can we call the game?
You're not even in the mood for a miracle. Let's wrap it up.
If he would have waited 3 minutes, the rain stopped. They continued the game and ended it.
God, well, because he did the rain dance.
I guess. They'll be on the south side tonight again before they face the Brewers on Friday. So the Cubs are going to finish up with the Brewers, then they go right to the south side.
I apologize to Cubs fans. I'm sure that Brewers series will not, with the White Sox, will not do the Cubs any favors.
Ugh.
Oh.
You never know.
I feel like I do, though.
Well, maybe if they were inspired by Garrett Crochet's passion against the rain.
Yeah, maybe if they buckle down, they'll get a few wins.
He should be giving those pregame speeches, Garrett Crochet. I want you guys to get out there and pretend they're like the rain. I want you to hit them and hit them and hit them. All right, so finally, legendary baseball announcer Angel Hernandez, for making a lot of mistakes, always gets ripped on.
Legendary umpire, not announcer.
Oh, umpire.
Yes.
30 years in MLB, and he's retiring. And White Sox.
Legendary for making a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
I hope that's what my tombstone says.
And the White Sox have an interesting history with him and Hawk Harrelson. Explain this one, Case.
Yeah, well, ultimately, we should exist in a world where we don't know any umpires' names. But Angel Hernandez is the most infamous one there is. He's terrible at his job. Statistically, he is just awful at every aspect of what he's done for a living for 2+ decades now. In this clip that Brian's about to play, the bases were loaded. This was about 10 years ago. Alex Rios was at the plate. Had he been called safe at first, the White Sox would have won the game. It would have been over. And instead, this happened.
Can't get him. Oh, no! No!
He was safe at first.
No! No!
Well, Angel Hernandez blew the call, and the infield being back should have cost him the game. It didn't. Right there, he's safe.
He is
does
safe.
not have the ball.
And another blown call by Hernandez.
That's Hawk Harrelson, the legend.
Another one.
This is so Michael Scott when Toby gets back to the office.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Let's match him up again real quick here on the call. Here we go. Here's Hawk Harrelson.
Can't get him. Oh, no! No!
He was safe at first.
No! No!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Aw, what a sweet song from the Hoobastank guys. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for some local news. Look around what's going on in Chicago. And starting off with this one. Might not seem Chicago, but T-Mobile is acquiring U.S. Cellular for $4.4 billion.
Jeez.
I know,
Why?
big
Why are you
deal.
going to buy that kind of stuff? You already have a phone company.
You already got a nice company?
Why are you going to spend more money on another one?
Well, 4 years ago, T-Mobile bought Sprint and took care of them and took Sprint out, and now they're taking out U.S. Cellular, which was a Chicago-based company. I got to admit, I didn't think they still existed after U.S. Cellular Field became Guaranteed Rate Field, and I thought that was 5-6 years ago. So I thought they were gone when they lost the naming rights to the White Sox park.
Why? They just didn't want to pay for it anywhere.
I just figured that if they couldn't pay for the park name, they couldn't pay to keep their phones out there. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, naming rights often bankrupt companies. A lot of companies are like, well, we'll name ourselves, New Era Field. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, we don't have the money for this anymore. We actually have to close shop.
It costs a lot. Bitcoin did the Staples Center out in L.A., I think.
Is
And
it
Crypto.com.
Yeah.
Crypto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Point
How'd
in
that-
case, huh?
Yeah.
Not good.
Not real money. So,
No bueno.
I didn't know T-Mobile had $4 billion to spend.
well, they
Like
do,
nothing. They don't even care.
Like I said, they bought Sprint just 4 years ago for a couple bill, too. So a lot of T-Mobile people out there, I guess.
I didn't know that. I kind of assumed nobody was on T-Mobile.
You know what made me mad in the world of like cell phone beef?
At what?
I swear to God, this really, Verizon's Can You Hear Me Now guy? Does anyone remember his name?
I don't.
Hold on.
I want to say Jared, but I know that's
Nope,
not right.
that's a different guy.
So Jared did Subway.
Yeah. But doesn't he look like a Jared?
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Verizon's Can You Hear Me Now? Paul Marcarelli.
That sounds about right.
Marcarelli.
But Paul.
Uh-huh.
You know Paul. Let's say Paul.
Marcarelli.
Okay,
Okay.
what about him?
He was the Verizon Can You Hear Me Now guy,
Okay.
right? What I hated is I think it was T-Mobile. I'm not sure. But it was a Super Bowl commercial, and he did it for the opposite commercial. He did like the Can You Hear Me Now?
Because they got rid of the Can You Hear Me Now on Verizon.
Yeah, and then like they took it. And I was like, what a dirty little piece of crap. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You were famous for so long because this was Verizon, and then you're squirmy little like, blech.
What are you talking about? They offered him, I probably offered him $1 million.
Oh, okay, you just run over to the other company, no spine, you disgusting piece of crap. Obviously, you've been lying to all of us. So this is a good telephone company. Now this one is. You are nothing. You're a liar, and you have no loyalty. I tell you who you shouldn't marry. That guy right there. Just, I was angry when I saw that commercial.
That's the
I
weirdest
felt
thing
like I
ever
was-
to get angry at.
I feel like I was watching a cheater. I was like, you're disgusting.
Oh
you should
my
be,
God.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Here's the thing, Brian. Here's the thing.
What?
Ugh.
Kinsey is the second person in my life to share that opinion.
What?
Shut up, really? Because I want to marry the other person. Who was it?
He went from Verizon to Sprint, and I was in college when this happened. And I had a roommate in college who was like, he'll never work again in this town after he turned his back on Verizon.
In this
I go,
town.
well, I don't think he was working to begin with. I don't think he's
Yeah.
had a job since the Verizon commercials ended. People got so... Kinsey is not alone in this. As crazy as it is.
Well, there's two people. There's Kenzie and your roommate, and that's
Just like
it.
no loyalty. It's like if I went to a different radio station, it was like, the old one sucks. I never liked him. It's like, you're just a jerk. Like, you're just mean.
Wait, didn't you do that?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't do that. There's a lawsuit.
What
But
would,
it's like,
what
it
would you
makes
do
me
on the
mad.
other radio station? Can you do that again?
Wait, yeah, this is the worst. This is actually good. I don't. It's not cool. And I don't do that. You're just like, you're gonna sit there and like for years you were like, oh, now I can hear, and then you're just lying. You think you can hear over here?
He's
Like,
not lying.
he's a
Verizon dropped
lying
him.
whore.
Verizon dropped him, or Sprint, whoever it was.
He would be
Verizon.
nobody without Verizon, and he just like went and spit in their face. It's disgusting behavior.
He got paid, man.
Disgusting.
Don't count somebody else's money, man.
He got dropped like Verizon service. That's why he had to go to Sprint.
Oh.
Verizon has better service than Sprint. We all know that.
That is true. No argument on that.
It's just actual facts if you Google the towers. So you probably can't hear them now since you moved to a different company, you jerk.
Jesus.
I thought he was a piece of crap. I really was like very
You've made
bothered.
that clear.
Well, there's
You
no-
made that very clear.
Why is nobody just to be a loyal, good person.
So you want him to live under the bridge on Lakeshore Drive and not be able to eat?
living under a bridge?
Once Verizon dropped him.
He didn't get dropped. Would you settle down?
He did. Look at the history of him. See if he quit or he got fired.
Can you imagine walking away from that Verizon job? Like, I'll show you guys.
I'm going to say, can you hear me now for somebody else?
It's just so annoying. Something like that happened in this city, and I'm not going to be super specific, okay? It was in the TV world, and they went from one show to the other, and when they went to the other show, they started really dissing, like, people on the network, and I'm like, you liked all of them a year ago. Like, you're being a jerk off.
Okay, he didn't diss anybody. He just took his phrase to the other people. And he just like, can you hear me now? Now I'm over here now. So can you hear me now over here? That's all he did.
He might as well spit in everyone's face and flipped us off. He's like, I've been lying for years.
I think you should hang out with Case's old roommate.
They would love each other.
I want to marry him.
All right, so anyway.
Because he's got self-respect.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have U.S. Cellular, which I don't know anybody's got, I have Verizon. To Kenzie's point, it's the best in my opinion.
Thank you. Andy just texted in all capital letters. I was mad too.
You guys all need some kind of group meeting.
There's a bunch of liars. I'm trying to get lied to.
Is there an anonymous thing for these people? Kenzie and these two other people
I
now?
don't need to be anonymous. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm angry.
Calvin just said all caps. He's yelling. Why is Kenzie so mad?
Because nobody tells him the truth.
Okay, if we can get 10 people together, you guys can have a group. Have a therapist in there.
I'm going to start a Facebook group.
God. Mental Health Awareness Month is almost over. You guys better get to a meeting.
No, that's not. It's his fault.
So if you have U.S. Cellular, you're going to be fine. It's going to mold into T-Mobile.
If you have U.S. Cellular, you might not be fine, though. You might want to find a different carrier just for life, for the purposes of life. If you're still on U.S. Cellular, that's not good.
Well, like I said, I thought they went away 6 years ago.
I know, I did too. You're probably dropping a lot of calls if you're still on U.S. Cellular.
Well, let's see what happens. Oh, some more positive news. There's a grand opening of a Barnes & Noble bookstore in Lincoln Park. I know. I went by it the other day, and I said, damn, that's a Barnes & Noble, but it looks new. And it's opening today up on Clark and Diversey. I think books are back.
What year is it?
I know. I think books are back.
Barnes & Noble grand opening?
So they're opening another one in Wicker Park at that Walgreens flagship, that triangle building with the safe. They took over that. So books are back, I think.
Well, what are you going to read to celebrate?
They would never, listen.
I'll read a menu later.
Oh, read a menu.
They were never a thing for Brian. I don't know why I keep saying they're back. For who? Not you.
No, how dare you? I used to love going to Barnes & Noble and sitting there and reading, not buy a book, but I'd read in there.
You're one of the reasons they don't have great openings very often.
Would you read Maxim in there?
Oh, yeah. I go to the magazine section right away.
He was in the magazine section, and then getting instead of getting a real nice coffee at the coffee shop, he was getting like a Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah. I'm sure you sat down with Moby Dick and Barnes & Noble. I'm sure you read all the books in there.
Why would I read Moby Dick? Why would I take my free time?
It's a classic literature, and you're trying to say that I can't read classic literature, so I don't think you were.
Okay, well, good joke. Just use the same one back at me. But no, I read a lot of classic. I read Wuthering Heights.
Okay.
I read...
Tell me the whole story right now about Wuthering Heights.
I actually don't remember that book. Is that funny or what?
You didn't read Wuthering Heights.
Yes, I did.
I don't believe you.
It was a long time ago. Pride and Prejudice. Love that.
What's that about?
That is about a girl... who has 800 sisters. It's ridiculous. They're all getting married off. And then she falls in love, or she doesn't fall in love. There's this guy who seems like a jerk, okay? And he's really rich and da-da-da.
And he did commercials for Verizon.
And they have this contentious relationship. And they look like they never love each other because she's really stubborn and all this. And then he secretly does love her, but she thinks that he messed up his sister's engagement. So she's like, oh, F off. I can't believe you did that, you know, but in old terms. So how dare you, whatever. And then she finds out that he didn't do that. He was actually trying to help them get married and all that. And then they run together and when it's raining and they fall in love. And then she gets this super rich husband. Must be nice, you know?
But that made you mad.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren coming in. She's got some of those Lala after party passes to last dinner party coming up because she announced all those yesterday right after the show. It's getting close. Almost 2 months away from Lollapalooza. Wow.
We're what?
3 weeks away from Picnic at the Taste of Randolph.
That's right.
Lollapalooza coming up.
Yup.
Riot Fest coming up. Lineup TBD.
Yup.
Before you know it, Twisted Christmas, and then we'll be right back here next year.
Good Lord, that was
Take a
terrifying.
nap? Ugh, I feel like I just got hit by a bus.
Yeah. Skipped Christmas presents, too.
Well, you did the Christmas gift exchange.
We'll do the halfways in July, right? To Christmas, we can do
Should we
that.
do Christmas in July?
Oh, a gift exchange in July?
That's kind of fun.
That's fun.
What are we, the mix?
Well, what are we going to do?
Hey.
Margarita recipes next?
I love margaritas.
They do too.
And you want gifts in July, too. I know you do.
I want all these things.
All right.
Boy, am I in the wrong spot.
I like that you're here.
All right. Takeaways from you guys at 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got?
Hall of Fame takeaway from Double Features Mike. He said, takeaway, when it comes to granola bars, Kenzie eats ass oats for 5 minutes, but someone always asks her for her chocolate chip explosion.
Facts.
Oh, no.
Can you breathe? You okay?
Sounds like a horse over there neighing.
I'm sorry.
That's factual.
Okay.
Kenzie, what do you got?
847, my takeaway, buying a cast iron will help you lose weight.
That's right.
It's so heavy.
They are so heavy.
Give props to 815 here. First time texter, Brett from Lockport. My takeaway is that you guys are the only radio show I enjoy listening to. Oh.
No punchline, eh?
No, that's
nice.
it. I thought there's no joke there. That's real.
Oh, wow. They usually don't make us feel good.
Case, what's on the podcast?
Well, oh boy, what a day. We talked about the top 10 most watched shows of 2024, and we discovered that there's a show called Tracker that people allegedly love.
Allegedly.
If you watch Tracker, that is the podcast for you. We talked about the one time that Brian terrified Radiohead and why they haven't been back to Q101 ever since. And then finally, Brian nearly died this morning because he saw a mattress on the side of the road and he tried to take a photo of it.
Can we get an update on that mattress?
Oh my goodness, please. If you're going south on Lakeshore right now near the Drake Hotel, if you see a mattress on the side of the road, maybe don't take a photo of it.
No, don't take a photo. We almost had...
Disclaimer.
Yeah, don't do that.
You're not allowed to use your phone and drive. We're not asking you to do that.
No, there was a beautiful king-size mattress at 4 a.m. on that turn outside with the plastic still on it, and the price tag. And I should have stopped and got it because it was still there at 7 a.m., but I don't know if it's still there now.
Wow. Well, last we heard 8 a.m. it was still there. I don't know about right now, but man, I hope that mattress is there.
There's a picture of it on Q101's Facebook page right now. And of course, that's where you go for our podcast, Q101.com, Spotify, Apple, wherever the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.